Hello, welcome to our Chinese Moms in Business Club's Queen's Bee series. Our purpose is really to share and inspire you through interviewing different amazing guest speakers. Later, Xiaofeng, my co-founder, will introduce Maria, who is joining us today. We are going to ask a few questions, and do stay in touch if you want to get in touch with our work. Without further ado, I would love to hand over to Xiaofeng to ask the first question.
Thank you, Sally, for your introduction. And my name is Xiaofeng Sutton. I am the co-founder of the Chinese Mom in Business Club, and I'm also the co-founder and CEO of Alice in Legal. And I'm very honored to introduce Maria. As Sally was mentioned, our mission is to inspire Chinese moms all over the world to fulfill their true potential in business and life. And today with Maria, there's no lack of inspiration, because personally, I really admire her ability to explaining, financial planning products, particularly for me, in a very visual and plain English. I mean, as Albert Einstein said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. So I'm always admire Maria's ability to do that. So I can't wait to actually share Maria with our wider community. So welcome, Maria.
Oh, thank you. That's such a nice introduction, and it's a pleasure to joining you today. So thank you for inviting me.
Cool. So we just dive into it, because obviously you are in the financial planning sector, and we'll be interested to hear, how did you get into this sector?
Sure. So I started my career in 2006, and my background is financial services. So I originally worked for a large pension fund and invested money for large institutional clients all over the world. So my background is investing, and this is something that I'm very passionate about. But I have to say that over time, and as I built my career, there was something that wasn't quite right, and I think I became a little bit disillusioned with the industry, and I didn't feel like I was making a difference. So there were two drivers that led me to change my career and to retrain, and that's the fact that I wasn't making a difference. So I wanted to work with real people and use my investment knowledge and skills to help them plan for their futures. But also I started a family, have two young children, and that drive for flexibility, and I'm sure you and lots of the listeners will relate to this. Having control over your financial destiny and of your working week is amazing. So I was very lucky. My partner supported me and helped me during that whole retraining process, and here I am. So 5 years down the line.
So that's perfect answer. That's what I love about you, Maria, is very down to earth, very relatable, and I'm sure everyone will find it the same.
And it's my first time to hear from you, Maria. So I can definitely feel your passion and your mission to make a difference on setting up your own business on this journey. So how does this passion come from in achieving financial well-being for your clients? I would love to hear more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think financial well-being is just as important as emotional well-being and as mental health. We've had so much attention on this subject over the last couple of years, obviously because of the pandemic, and generally companies and people are more aware of taking care of themselves. I think that money worries can create stress and anxiety for people. Or put strains on relationships. So it's so important to have that confidence and be more in control of your financial well-being. And that's where I feel that I work with clients to help them improve their financial fitness. And I do that through education, really, and through empathy. So as you mentioned, very down to earth, and you know, I'll always encourage my clients to open up and come with me on that journey.
It's very, yeah, I think it's definitely is like really have very good way to basically inviting us to lean into it. I think with financial planning or financial matters, a lot of us actually making the mistake of just not looking at all, but simply worry why it doesn't work. I think that's at least my own journey. Sally?
Yes, I'm just curious. Are your clients individuals or companies or mix of both?
Yeah, absolutely. That it's a mix of both. Predominantly it's professionals who work in finance, legal, or tech industries. I work with a lot of women as well, and and that's what also I enjoy that, because we have a lot of you know, similar journeys, I suppose, and we understand each other. So yeah.
Great.
So Sally, you probably know, you know, I'm actually Maria's clients, very proud. I mean, certainly, Maria, you're one of the, you know, very most professional wealth consultant I ever come from. But my question is, how do you deal with entrepreneurs like me, which I don't have plan B? I mean, obviously that's have came up in our conversation in the past, and you know, I'm asking this on behalf of some of the, you know, Sally herself is entrepreneurs, and we got a lot of moms who are actually also have their own business, and even some of them are working in a big corporate. I think one of the aspects with entrepreneurs is you do need to willing to take risk. Which is in my case, sometimes I probably take too much risk, which worries you. But that's quite, yeah. So I would love to hear about, you know, how you deal with entrepreneurs who don't have plan B.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we're all people. So it's about, from my perspective, it's about having that conversation and asking the right questions and listening closely. I think business owners and entrepreneurs are very focused on the success of their business. You know, they live and breathe their business. They strategize on their vision, and quite often very involved on the day-to-day management. So my role, I suppose, is just to come in as an independent person and to encourage my clients to take a step back and to think about contingency and business continuity. So what are the key risks that can impact on your business success? And I would say posing questions such as, you know, who are the key individuals within a business? And, you know, these could be founders, of course, but also, you know, key strategic salespeople or leadership team that, you know, if something were to happen to them and they were to get seriously ill or they were to die, what would be the impact on the business? So it is really just talking through these scenarios and determining, you know, should there be a financial safety net, an injection of money at a critical time that can help the business survive these difficult periods of time. And of course, I suppose, you know, we're all, you know, there might be families and children involved as well. So it's about protecting the family and having the right policies in place to provide that financial security should the worst happen. But yeah, you're right. It is difficult, I think, sometimes to have these conversations. But it's so important to build on secure and stable foundations to be able to allow your business to grow successfully, no matter what happens over time.
Sally have two young boys, and Sally is also own her own business.
Okay.
Yes. I would definitely love to reach out to you, Maria. I'm definitely who doesn't have plan A and plan B. So it's time to do it properly with a professional advisor like you. Yeah. So I'm really delighted to get to know you today for a reason. So talking about the future, I wonder if you have any like a 5 or 10 year vision for your business. What do you want to achieve in 5 or 10 years' time?
I think it's a good question, and as a business owner and as an entrepreneur, it's something that we try to do, is to build that vision. I think financial targets aside, what I'd love to do is to be able to create that specialist boutique financial planning company, where it's single partner practice. So rather than having an empire and lots of advisors and me having to manage people, I still very much want to be involved in the daily, communications with my clients and financial planning. But what I do need is a very strong support team around me to be able to do that. So offering a really good service and looking after my clients. I think really important is to have clients that I really like, which is not always easy.
Yeah.
So where we align, clients who appreciate the advice and they value the service. So yeah, that would be the ideal. And of course, I'd love to be able to have more time for myself as well. So that's a personal target. So once my children grow up a bit more, hopefully, I can get some time off.
Time, yes, that's all we have. Now we talk about children, talk quite a bit of business and things. It's definitely my first time to hear about your 10-year visions for your business. We're always the other way around. You ask me about my and stuff. It's very nice to hear about the bit of you very much still wanted to be, like the concept of you are the one kind of financial advisor in that firm. It's not about how big the size of the firm is, about to customize what you want in the business and what you really enjoy, and actually what supporting system can actually help you to actually be that. So I think it's really good inspiration for me personally, because I'm so into that growth mode and business and growth. So it's in a very different, you can't actually grow a business in a different concept and definition. I need to basically combine what exactly we as an individual person want. I think that's often I get really pulled back to say, oh my God, this is too much. So I think that's a really good reminding for me. Sally, I know you probably have some thoughts on this. You have been growing quite a bit over the pandemic. It hit a little bit, but then you can bounce back massively. So it's really amazing.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I think it's such a good time to think about how to actually scale up with strategy. Like we have been growing the business quite organically, and now to the point I feel we need a system, proper financial planning in place. So that's my next challenge: how to scale up with right direction, with right strategy in place.
So talk about children. You got 2, 1 boy, 1 girl, and then so is Kai 8. Kai's 8, and then a little girl and 6. So I know you playing kind of money related games with them, which is really nice to know. I wanted to hear that, but it's really, what do you want your children to know about business and money, particularly you are in the financial planning sector? What's your vision for them when they grow up? What kind of concept you want them to have with money?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think I'd love to inspire my children to know that they can achieve anything they want. All they have to do is work hard and to push themselves out of the comfort zone every now and then, as uncomfortable as it may feel. And that's because that's what makes us grow. I have done this myself throughout my life, where doing things I don't enjoy, public speaking. But if we don't do them, we don't improve. So I think that's really important. But my daughter Isla, she's 5. She keeps telling me lately she wants to be a mummy.
Yes.
So and I say that's great, but you can also do other things. For example, I'm a mummy and I also run a business. So hopefully over time she'll develop her vision, and by leading by example it can help. But when it comes to money, I think I never spoke about money within our family as I was growing up. My parents didn't talk to me. I think it's really important for us as parents to help our children form positive money habits from a young age, because research has shown that children form their habits by age 7. So I think what I like to help my children know for the future is that it's important to live within your means. So it doesn't matter what other people have and what car they drive and what watches they wear. These are all material things. You should just focus on your own situation and what, I suppose, not get into debt or use schemes such as buy now, pay later, because it's just not healthy. And that worries me with the current younger generation, is the credit card or the plastic, card spending. But yeah, I would say, in terms of games, we play Monopoly. My husband plays poker with my son. He likes it. So sort of teaching them about risk and reward. And a great book that we're reading with Kai at the moment is by Will Rainey, and it's to teach kids about money. So it talks about the simple concepts about saving, investing, and being patient, which I think are all great points to learn.
What's the book again called?
It's so Will Rainey, and the book is called Grandpa's Fortune Fables, and it's on Amazon. So a bit of promo for Will. He has a blog as well, and you can follow him on LinkedIn. And yeah, happy to post a link to his page. Very good stuff. So if you've got children, I think it's definitely a good starting point.
Definitely a very good book recommendations for us moms out there, because we know it's money can be kind of very tricky topic for us, or kind of a topic we normally don't naturally talk about around dinner table, mainly because we don't know which point. We are still probably trying to form our own kind of right money mindset with ourselves. So yes, so if you can post it and then let us know, that'd be great. It's great.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's just not enough financial education for children at schools. So it's our responsibility to, it's the best investment you can make to have a child who grows up with money skills, and it can really help them in life, I think.
So were you thinking, part of your business vision, were you thinking you also can do kind of children money education as part of the service?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always so part of the company I'm part of, like a larger network called St. James's Place. So we run events for children between up to age 7 and then 7 to 11, and it's half an hour virtual event that you can join with your child, and there are some really interesting things that are said. But I have been thinking of going into primary schools and sort of teaching kids about money skills and educating them.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a great way, and so it's kind of, it would be lovely to have some online courses for parents, so we can actually just about different kind of bullet points we can actually talk to kids about, what kind of exercise we can actually do. So I think it's all about lean into it. I guess we're just all very, very busy. We kind of got a lot of things to do, and then we somehow just basically not prioritize it. And then we know from the long term, it's actually a massive benefit to our children, to our own overall well-being. But it just basically, I guess it's just kind of, we got the right resource, and then we can actually form the habits for ourselves and our kids actually to talk about that.
absolutely.
Cool. So we reached to the final question. Sally, I don't know whether you got any more questions to ask Maria.
No, I think it's super helpful. Just I think we all need to think about money more seriously. We just kind of work hard but not having direction. So Maria's sharing is really helpful today. Yes, I admire your mission to help people like me to get from 0 to 1. Thank you.
You know, Sally, I actually feel exactly the same with what you were saying. Is I think with, you know, we are on the front line working really hard, but that doesn't mean money gonna look after itself. So it's kind of it's felt like it's just being part of the not responsibility. It's just part of the skills. Actually, being a business person and an entrepreneur is kind of like it's a little bit like farmer, isn't it? When you actually plant the seeds, you kind of have to protect it. Otherwise, birds going to eat the seeds. And then summertime, you know, before harvest, you have to protect from other animal to steal it. So we have to protect our harvest, all the hard work.
Yes.
I think that's best analogy I can actually to describe how I actually feel. You know, I know. I know with us moms in business, and particularly speaking to all the moms who are listening, can be sometimes feel like just I don't have time. But actually, I know it's always cause fear, particularly with money. You know, it come from your upbringing and stuff. We all have different kind of baggage towards money, but really, it's from my own experience. I only can speak, obviously, my own experiences. You got to really lean into the money. Money is not enemy. You have to go out there to look after yourself if you want to build your wealth. Otherwise, money is not come back to basically look after itself. So I'm really glad today we got Ashley and Maria to come to us to basically just to talk through this, you know, very basic, simple things, and we can lean into it, and then very down to earth advice as always. So I hopefully you guys can benefit it. Obviously, feel free to reach out to Maria, and then she's on LinkedIn. So thank you very much, Maria, for your time today, and then thank you very much, Sally, as well. So we'll see everyone until next time.
Yes, thank you. Thanks a lot, Maria. Thanks a lot, Cellphone.
Thank you.
Bye.